Hey everyone, my name is Nick, your friendly neighborhood review guy, welcoming you back to Nickelodeon.
Rurouni Kenshin 最終章 The Final.
Rurouni Kenshin, the final, which is not actually the final movie of the series. There's another one coming, probably next month, so let's talk about it. So Rurouni Kenshin is the movie series based on a famous anime from back in the 2000s. There's probably two kinds of people who will probably watch this movie. One, people who have watched the animes before and are really excited about the movies. People who don't really know much about. So I'm going to do a brief introduction to Rurouni Kenshin for the people that don't know about it, so that you have a better idea while going into this movie. So Rurouni Kenshin is based on a Japanese anime series from back in the 2000s, and it was a really great series. I was a really big fan of it when I was a kid, and there are actually three more movies before this one. When the first movie came out, I was really excited, but also like kind of doubting it because anime movies and game movies, they don't really come out good. But I was really happy to see that the first one was actually really good. Probably the best anime to movie remake I've ever seen done really well is this series, and somehow they keep getting better. The first one, trust me, was a really good movie. Second and third one was also amazing, better than the first one. And surprisingly, this fourth one is actually much better than all three before this one. There's not a lot of bad things about this movie. There was a few things that I wasn't very happy with on the previous movies, which were fixed in this movie. And this movie series has been very faithful to how the anime was. They make their characters look out and act like anime characters, so they're not trying to go all realistic when it comes to making a movie. The visualization and the cinematography of this movie is amazing. You know how there are scenes that are like really great to look at in an anime? There are scenes like that in these movies. There are amazing cinematography, great scenarios, and great shots that just makes you go wow. The characters and the makeup of this movie is on par with the animation. They dress almost exactly the same way that the animation characters dress, and they look good. They don't look like a cartoon. They make it believable, and they talk like how people talk in anime, and they walk like how people walk in anime. While doing all that, they still do keep the realism. Somehow it doesn't look fake. Somehow it works. First of all, most times when Hollywood makes like a movie based on an anime or based on a game, they usually put on a lot of action and big CGI and big fights to cover up for the story. This movie does not do that. This movie series provides you the real story from the anime or the manga, and it makes it better in some places. The first three movies are based on the anime. It totally covers the most important arcs of the anime. The fourth one, though, I think is based more on the manga, but not completely. They also did their take on this movie, and it worked. The action of this movie is fantastic. The story of this movie is great because this time Kenshin's past actually catches up to him, and it wants revenge. So basically, the guy who's hunting Kenshin has a solid reason for wanting revenge on him. Because we all know that Rurouni Kenshin was a big badass back in the days who turned really good, who's trying to live a quiet life, but the past will not that easily let you go without a fight. And man, this movie has a lot of amazing fights. I was so happy watching the fights. They are so like anime, but so well done. I just had so much fun watching this movie, and everything about this movie is totally great. There are a lot of underlings of the main villain who aren't actually shown as that great people, which is a mistake that the previous Rurouni Kenshin movies did. There's a main villain, and they showed that there are like 10 super crazy villains as well under that main villain, who Kenshin has to fight one by one. But they don't actually do that. They actually show him just fighting one guy really seriously. But after that, the rest of them are kind of get taken care of by the other characters, which was kind of disappointing to me. But those movies were still awesome. There was a lot of fights, the story was great, everything was covered in those movies. But in this one, they do focus on just one guy, but he also has a lot of underlings, but they're not shown like that. They are menacing, they're scary looking motherfuckers, but you just get a feeling that these guys will have fight, but not with Kenshin. They will probably have fight with someone else, and those fights are also actually great. The thing that I like about this movie is that they tried to fix a lot of errors that they made in the past. Like, some characters got their chance to shine on the past three movies. Those characters may not do a lot in this movie, but the people who did not get a chance to shine in the previous movies do get a chance to shine in this one. So it's really good to see that. This movie is not like a lot of action like going on every 10 minutes like John Wick or something. This movie actually has a great balance. The first 1 hour of this movie is kind of just building up to the finale, but it's not like without any action. There are some bits of actions like every 10-20 minutes, but after the first 1 hour, when shit hits the fan, it really hits it, and it is amazing. This movie probably had a real good budget because of the success of the previous three, and they actually made the fourth and the fifth part at the same time. So we are gonna get the fifth movie like really soon, maybe a month or two. They did the same thing with Rurouni Kenshin Part 2 and 3. They made it all together and then they released it like 1 month or 2 months apart, I think. Keeping the review short, I just want to say that I had a fantastic time watching this movie. This was probably the best movie that I watched this entire week, or maybe even in 2 weeks, and I really enjoyed it. This movie has great acting, great story, great music, great cinematography, great costume designs, great fucking action, and some really emotional moments. The ending of the movie is really emotional, but not like someone died emotional. It's a really happy emotional movie, and it's a complete movie. Everything that is built up in this movie gets an ending, gets a very satisfying ending. I loved how everyone's arc completed, and yeah, I can't wait for the second one to come. I really don't know what that's gonna be about. Probably it's gonna be about the old Rurouni Kenshin, like back in the days when he was a killer. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what that's gonna be about. The runtime is probably more than 2 hours. Whenever a movie feels shorter than it is, that's a sign that it's a really good movie. So I'm gonna give this movie 8 because it was fucking great. Hey, thank you everyone for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do. Just hit the like and subscribe button on your way out, and I'll see you on the next video.